Tactical Unit 650 commencing strategic review. Commander, your recent efforts around the Umbara system have been analysed. Conclusion: outcome outside of expected parameters. Losses unacceptable. Galactic domination setback 11%. Forward strategy: eradicate Republic production centers. Commander, you are now tasked with moving towards the southern sector of the galaxy and retaking Geonosis, the factory planet. Begin by taking your subjugator fleet to dominate previous Hutt space and enter the Bothawui system to fuel your advance. Further losses unacceptable. Projected nearby enemy fleet presence minor. Strategic review concluded. Move out, Commander.
Hello and welcome back everyone to Star Wars Empire at War, of course, as the CIS. We're coming where we left off once again, where we did retake Umbara, probably for the umpteenth time there. So we're rebuilding, going to get, of course, the mining facility up there to increase our income, of course. We do actually have a mission to conquer Kalarin, but that is looking like it's going to be rather difficult because of this massive 671 pop fleet over here. 1 Praetor, 24 victories in total, 4 Venuses, 5 acclimates, and of course a whole host of corvettes and frigates and such. Not entirely sure what to do about that. That's going to be something where we pop in and out over a couple of engagements ideally, but they do have quite a few pelters there. Not the most I've ever seen in one fleet, but they do have interdiction capabilities. So I think what we do is we send Grievous's fleets over to Mimban, hold that, perhaps capture it so we can turn that into a fortress world, because that does have 4 ground slots there. That will be 3 once we do have to build our senator's office and such. So I think some production and of course a planetary shield generator. And we'll hold on to that. That does have all of these star lanes connecting to it, so it's a very good choke point to have. We'll bring back Duoningo to protect, I think, Caeson and Moidia, or even Tinner. So that locks that path over there. We do have Auto on Karima, and we're going to, of course, have to rely on this fleet to protect Caeson and Moidia and Devon and such, which is not ideal, but it's just unfortunately what we've got to do at the moment, what we've got to work with. My main primary objectives otherwise, aggressively, would be to quickly gobble up Toydaria and now Hussa. We do also have clear sight over there. So the Republic very swiftly took that. They have 0 ground defences there, only their senator's offices themselves on both planets. We do control the space of a Toydaria, so I think what we'll do is we'll send in this orbiting army over here, and that should be able to auto-resolve before they build anything on Toydaria and now Hutter there. Very quick snatches there. We might want to send Auto over to take Naboo though, and pray Sitlan to finally plug that gap in our southern sector of the galaxy over here. And then we can focus once again on closing where the main production worlds are over here. We lost Geonosis, didn't we, recently? And I think this is, of course, where the Republic are creating the bulk of their ground units. And now they have Geonosis, the dreadnought-capable shipyard over here. That's only going to get worse for us. So we need to plug that gap and just keep the our worlds over here protected and defend in the centre of the galaxy. Might want to push into Kilura as well. We have been saying for quite some time now. I do have the forces to take that, so that might have to be something done fairly soon. But first, let's rearrange our fleets. Let's press play, come down to Tinner, move over to Mimban and do that immediately. I'll bring over to take Toydaria. Okay, so let's see how this goes on Toydaria. Should just need to auto-resolve. We will take losses from this. Auto-resolve is never entirely the correct decision. Oh, we didn't take any. Excellent. Let's move very quickly over to now Hussa then. We have sorted out Pathfinders. And this should be very quick indeed. Just the Haven and, of course, the capital tier shipyard over here. Quite decent actually for now Hussa, so that would be quite a good forward base for us as well. Barely worth showing, to be honest. But not to worry, that's that one dealt with. Let's get straight onto the acclimates over here, pull back with our Gazantes. Let's get our ships focusing at something over here. Shall we get our starfighters on to some bombers. Guess our own bombers onto, I think, just the capital shipyard over here will be fine. Should be able to rip that fleet apart very quickly. Otherwise, we're charging forwards because we're trying to get in range of that capital shipyard from previous orders, but not to worry. Let's go full firepower over here. The enemy is, in fact, retreating, which is absolutely brilliant. Enemy won't lose anything from here. This is a natural garrison from the orbital defences. So very quick, short, sharp attack here. I did actually lose those Gazantes because the enemy did come in very, very quickly. Save again over here, I should think. Auto resolve through this. Didn't lose anything there. Excellent. Jump down here. Excellent. So let's build the correct buildings here. Turn these into fortress worlds ourselves. We do have a mission likely to take Hom now. I'll send stealth units to Naval and Hom. Get recusant light destroyers, not necessarily bad, but this is the opinion from the Commerce Guild over there is what we're looking for. So Nelvan, I forget exactly where that is. I think that's towards Geonosis. But we'll have a look. If we just pause, we can send a spy units from Yagdor because we're currently building on Fondor. Nelvan is over here. Excellent, let's do that. That's a good site for us as well. Plug in these gaps because that should not be the case over here. What have we got down here? Don't need the enemy senator's office. Let's do that, and a planetary shield generator. Someone brought up in the comments last week that we should certainly be building more planetary shield generators, and in fact J1 artillery. I have absolutely come to this opinion myself. I do very much agree with you there. That is certainly the way to go, especially with the planetary shield generators where we do get attacked quite often ourselves. It's just a case of actually remembering to do it. No good reason for missing out on those, of course. Let's come back over here. Just double check we are correctly building. Excellent. What is our garrison down here? Quite empty, actually. So we'll move from a brick here. Well, we're pretty empty there. We are building some more land units in surrounding areas. And that's one done. About to invade Rendelia, apparently. That's interesting. Okay, let's move down here and sort these out. We're going to make that. We have made that in time. We are trying to make some sort of static defense. Here we go. Actually, it's only very minor because we didn't have any defense there, so we could certainly take this on. And we do have Omnis for interdiction capabilities. So we might want to just double check exactly what the enemy does have on Mimban, but we can't take too long over there. They do have a high velocity cannon there, so just very quickly scoot on over. On Bothawui we do have that recusant light destroyer. Excellent, we can reinforce down here then with that. It's very close indeed. Let's come back here, just scout out once again. Don't want to lose any ships to the high velocity cannon, which is why we moved away. Let's move back down. And in fact, very, very empty indeed. So this should be quite a decent... Ooh! That was interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. That came in just after us, so we're going to be defending, which is not ideal. I'd like to have had the option to have the Pathfinder there. But that looks to be... Yeah, that splits up this fleet very nicely for us. Taking the centerpiece away, as well as a few of those victories. Very happy about that. Let's go. Okay, so let's pull back. Let's pull back. Do still have that high velocity cannon actually, which is rather nasty. So it's possible we'll be losing Grievous in this battle. It's very possible we'll be losing Grievous. Let's pull back over to the sides over here. Of course, pull our carriers back. Definitely has to bring our carriers all the way back. Don't want those to be at the front whatsoever. Let's bring forwards our fighters for screening. Bring our bombers to the centre for now. Where will we find some standard fighters? Let's bring those forwards. Gunships can follow with the bombers as well, actually, so that when we strip the enemy's shields, they can get in and do some good damage. Okay, so I doubt the enemy really wants to retreat, but we will deploy some interdiction mines later on. Let's get our bombers onto that Arquitans, because that is approaching very quickly. Do have an interceptor over here, which we'll bring back in now. Actually, let's bring that back to the Omni. Okay, so we'll send across our bombers. Let's control group that and go straight for the victory over here. Source our formation. The idea of sending these to the side was so that they could get round and perhaps flank the enemy, of course. Let's come back over here. Group up. We do have a second hero, of course. We are making the cardinal sin of just forgetting about our fighters. So let's come over here. Move back through to our fighters, I think. Get our tri-droids over here, thank you. Just split up a few of our fighters so we get onto multiple squadrons. Looks like we're just pulling back a little too far over here. Okay, let's push up over here, get some lasers in the area. Come over here. Get this group onto that ship. Get onto the victory. Gunships should be fine onto that. The doesn't actually have any shields about anymore. So come forwards, protect our fighters a little harder, please. Get onto the, I believe they're E-Wings, are they? Oh, Z95s. Okay. Let's get rid of that Acromis very quickly. Did lose that diamond very unfortunately there. In fact, we get that group onto the Acromis, just start firing onto the massive centerpiece over here, of course. Probably want to get around the side over here so that we do get away from the enemy's firing arcs. Okay, this gunships, what can they do? They can start peltering. Now, that is just lasers on these gunships, I believe. It is heavy fighter laser cannons, not too much of a bother. Just source out these pelters. Okay, how's the shields on this? Still fairly nasty. Full power then, thank you. Do the same here. We'll bring over here with the Omni so we can get some minor repairs to Grievous actually. Although that high velocity cannon's got to have something to say about that. So doing not the worst. Turn back around please. Power to weapons over here. We have ripped the shields apart, so let's get that interdiction mine going. Activates, thank you very much. Let's move to the flank over here with this hero. And where are our bombers? Certainly ripping apart that, I forget what the bloody thing's called now, Praetor. You'd have thought we'd know by now. Destroyed enough of them. Guess our tri-droids onto these fighters, please. I'll just finish that off. So, fairly decent there. Very nice way for the enemy to help us split them apart here. Thank you very much. Much more manageable is that fleet now, but we've got to capitalise on that somehow. So very, very favourable trade there by just losing a couple very minor frigates for a good amount of pop cap there. So we will invade Mimban now that we know that there's nothing really protecting that other than the hypervelocity cannon and the light factory. We are on Toydaria, that's very interesting. They're trying to take that back. The only transports, what do we get out of the Trade Federation? I don't think I can check that at the moment. We should have some fighters come out of this. So we get one fighter and one corvette come out of here. That is, I mean, they're not armed or anything, so that will do the job, just very slowly. Corvette might be a diamond, it is. So the diamond does have some rapid laser cannons. Let's just go straight in. Ah, we don't have interdiction capabilities, do we? That is rather a shame. Well, they did retreat from that, so we're just going to build up some units there, of course. And what we're going to do is get some spies down for Bothawui and Rishi over here, so we can see what the enemy is concentrating from. Looks like the production is coming from Bothawui, but we do want to finally get on top of Mimban now. So it's quite an interesting map this. So we've got some infantry only pathways going over here to sneak around to this 2-point command post. We go straight over to this 3-pointer, which I think we are going to do. Quite brain dead tactics as ever. Not the best though. Tried and tested is what they are. What I will do though is just leave 2 units of B1s and get them to garrison inside here. Thank you very much. Do have Dooku to provide some support. Massive infantry push as ever though. We're supported by some dwarf spiders and AATs. Come over here with the B1 to get that build pad. And sis on over here to protect our flanks. Get a repair station, probably a little early there. Not to worry, we will have to get that back. Let's focus on to the TX-130 with our anti-tank weaponry there, shall we? Get on to the enemy infantry, shall we? Let's come back over here to the clones. Where are... Let's just pull over here, pull back a tad, thank you. Just fire now. Tie out the enemy. They do have some speeders which are going to hurt Dooku. Get on top of them then. Okay, there we go. We'll pull back with Dooku very quickly because they're hurting quite a bit there. Rebuild that field base and that is absolutely fine. The command post is only over there, so might as well go straight for it. Do we have some artillery available? We certainly do. We'll protect that then with some B2s. And some crab droids. Get an attack order there. Okay, let's get the AATs onto the speed bikes and focus down the enemy's field base there. Now Count Dooku can manually heal, or also heal rather, so we are going to just do that. Set up our artillery. It's absolutely fine. Get that choke point. All good. Let's capture that command post. Come back down here. In fact, what we'll do is we push to this area. The enemy hypervelocity cannons over there actually, so we'll bring our more capable troops over here for that, as well as the AATs. AATs can sit over here and repair if we build a station there. And there we go. That is very easily ours, of course. Let's build the correct initial buildings. Bring Grievous back up to his fleet. Drop off what we can. What do we want to reinforce there with our excess troops? I wouldn't mind bringing this young man back to Mandalore and swapping out with Pre Vizsla. Don't have any spare areas at the moment, so I think just back to Umbara for now. And they can reinforce for anything on Toydaria and such. So let's do that. And we'll start building a few new ships. We have some more tactical droids over here, which is excellent. We've got one in the space area there, which should really be in a land area. Don't know if that can sit anywhere actually. We have a spy, we have both spies over here, excellent. Great stuff. We are creating our space stations here. Excellent. Let's get some production going. Oh, missed out on that. Okay, that's just a couple ships. We might just get some bombers to deal with that, but we can just flip on over with this unit, of course. So we definitely need to keep pushing down to Bothawui and such now. So I think really just want to split up. Oh, they're about to invade Toydaria. Okay, rather than just split up very quickly, we'll just bounce on over to our own Toydaria. Anyway, very silly. So I think if the enemy are going to carry on with that, we'll just very quickly split up some of our forces here then. They are coming in, of course, with their ground units, so we'll be fighting this. We don't have any interdiction capabilities, unfortunately, so we might not fight that and just auto-resolve, unfortunately, because there's no guarantee we'll get there in time, and taking out what we can there is just gonna be the way, unfortunately. So we'll just split that off. We can deal with any minor invasions and such as we start there. Let's get some production going. Planetary defense. Let's see. Just had this go through. Interesting. Don't know why it's telling us about that now. What do we have over here then? Did we scout Risha? We did. There's nothing there, so we could push in there. That opens up to Rathana and Camino. What's over here in Bothawui? 60 units. We can certainly take that on. Is there a hypervelocity cannon? There's definitely not. So, I think we put the pressure on. I think we really have to put the pressure on. Why do we have our land units up here suddenly? Don't remember dragging those. So, We can certainly take that on with this particular split fleet, and this unit can pull or hold back. It's 103 pop cap there with some fighters and such. Should be fine for basic defense while we build up our static orbital defenses and such. I don't know how static orbital defenses are, that's anyone's guess there. So we might want to create a trade port in Ubrikia actually, because that's a good amount of links there. You might have seen that. So much for the conquering of Naboo today, which we might still go over to. Do we have our reinforcements built over here? Certainly do. Okay, we do have land units built once again as well. We'll do that very soon, but first we need to strike while the iron is hot. Just after we've made sure we've got a Pathfinder going, we certainly do. So I don't think we need to think too hard about this with what we have. They don't have a hypervelocity cannon about, so we will pull back the tiniest bit though, so that we can get some fighters and bombers out, of course. Do we want to go? We'll take one captor. Will we? No, what we'll do is we'll take in just a couple of these, and we'll come in with some more active abilities there. We'll bring in, of course, some diamonds for point defense, and just bring in this couple recusants and such. There is all good. Some minor frigates, all good. Once again, not the most threatening of fleets. We are in range, of course, with our main weapons here, which is absolutely fine. So we'll just send in the subjugator first. They're firing out its ion cannons, of course. But we want to spread out a little bit because of these victories, actually. They do have some rather nasty missile weaponry. Removing that very, very quickly. Let's move in with the tri-droids to get on top of the TIE fighters there. Send our standard starfighters over to enemy bombers, and we'll split that up as we get closer. Minor bombers can come around the side for now. Do want to get into range over here. Let's press stop because we're right on top of them. Notice it gets any closer. Don't know why it's getting right on top of them once again. We are actually in range, so I don't know why we have to push in so hard. Rather silly, if you ask me. Okay, let's just stop. And let auto fire do as it wishes, shall we? So press attack there. Move back here. And split up. Get the bombers. You can go over to the unprotected ships over here. So the question is, do we want to charge on in to take Bothawui? I think we probably do, because it's a very nice trade centre, and it does have the extra land and space slots there. So I think we certainly do move into that. It doesn't really have many defences either. We'll see a couple ACTs and A5s come out of the factories, and of course the usual Senator office things over there. So we'll certainly do that. Just bring over our reinforcements here, thank you. And of course we'll just grab everything from here. Bring our reinforcements down so that we do have some units to take that quite comfortably. Might want to have a few more units of stuff like that. We're about to invade Ryloth. That's not good because we can't do much about that. We might want to bring this fleet then over there, have a look at that. So that's going to be far too late though, of course, for any land invasion. Okay, it might be saying goodbye to Rylos. We don't really have much there to defend. It's rather a shame there. Rather a shame indeed. We'll send that fleet over just to see what we can do. It's probably not too much. And yeah, they're already going down. Look at that massive, massive army there. I don't think we can hold on to that, unfortunately. It's very, very sad indeed, but that's a long time coming. But we're coming in from this area, and we can take that back later on. Wouldn't mind taking this fleece on though if we do get over there with auto. So once again, this should be fairly straightforward. We are going to bring in Bo-Katan for some very, very minor command, it must be said. What else do we want to bring in? We will get some use out of these J microns, I think, and we're getting some B2s for infantry support as well as some Mandalorians, I think, there for increased support, of course. Now, which way are we going to go? We do have the option to send some infantry down to the south here to capture some abandoned factories. I think we will be doing that. Let's send this one unit down here for now. Capture the forward command post. I'm not overly familiar with this map. Make sure we got some distance with our J microns so they do have the range and make use of that. Now, do we want to go over here for this command post? I think we certainly do. This is a 5-point command post. Very powerful indeed. I think we'll send just one unit of B2s to defend over here as well, defend our backs. Now let's actually move most of our units to this choke point. Bring the J1s back over here, and we'll see what we can do about sending one unit over here. It looks like the Bothawui, I forgot what they're called, Bothans. I don't know how you forget that. Okay, looks like the enemy is actually going to be trying to take this area. What do we get out of it? Oh, we get a gunship. Okay. Alright, so let's pull back. See the use of the J microns there, destroying that. They do have an AA position coming out there, so just get rid of that very quickly while it's being built. Very cheeky indeed. And we'll just get rid of the anti-infantry gun there. Excellent. Pull in with the Mandalorians. Of course, use take cover. And we can send in some support. Excellent. It's a very useful gunship that's actually come out of there. Very happy. Let's send down to this particular post. Okay, so I think we'll do the same again over here. Do we check for build pads on this side? We certainly do. We do have the option to get a abandoned sensor array up and running there, so I think we do that. Just double check for any build pads on this side. It's quite possible there'll be some over here. Okay, alright, so I'm going to jump in here if possible. Let's just save this squad. It's not the most valuable of squads. Let's get up some gunships and some artillery, I think. And of course some more infantry is always welcome. Get some B2s. There we go. Okay, so fairly... Oh, there we go. Now we see ACT come around. So if we can pull the ACT over, we can get the J microns on there. Move into this position. And of course we get the help from the gunship, which does have largely anti-tank weaponry there. Let's get rid of this infantry here with our gunships. Would be nice. Pull out with the artillery because that will get shredded. Make sure they don't capture that, of course. Would be nice. Okay, so J micron's able to get fire on there. They might not have line of sight for it. Looks like they do. Excellent. And with the help of that anti-tank turret, that will be absolutely wasted. There you go. Wish we'd decided to use these a lot earlier, but they can be a tad difficult to use with the need for direct line of sight. We'll slowly whistle this one down with our rockets. And watch out for our shields there. The mass driver looks like it is bypassing our shields. But with the help of some artillery, we'll be absolutely fine. Let's use this, go over to the abandoned sensor array. Control group these, do like to do that, so just get rid of that and chase that one down. Excellent stuff. So let's come back. We might want to repair. Let's take this and okay, looks like the infantry is coming through there. What we'll do is let's just keep a few units of infantry back here. And then we can push into the enemy's base and go up here to get rid of the Bothans and take this command post. Slow and steady push, thank you. I forgot coming over here, some more Bothans. Artillery will take care of that. Take off Take cover because you don't necessarily need it while moving. Rip apart the infantry. Excellent. Let's move up to the command post. How are we doing over here? Pull back to our turrets. And push up over here for more support, of course. Have to pull back here because we're going to take a fair bit of damage. Okay, so what we'll do is we get the microns onto this, and we probably want to control group these so that we do get easier access. Don't know why we didn't stop there, but not to worry. Let's push in finally. Get rid of that bloody speeder. We've repaired with our gunships there. Excellent. Send this one to repair actually. And we'll just get rid of this anti-infantry turret with our gunships. Pretty hard counter there. Excellent stuff. What do we have going on here? We are still defending. Let's pull back a tad. What do we get out of here? We did forget about that. Some extra infantry. That can come around here then. Very nice to have. We'll take our gunships over here. Are we repairing? We certainly are. Okay, so that's an anti-infantry turret. We've got an anti-air turret. Let's run the hell away. Run the hell away. Okay, not good. Let's come back to repair then. And if that's the case, what we'll do is we'll get hold of our artillery, get onto there, and use our J microns, I think, once again. Just need to bring them into direct line of sight.
Those outposts are a good distance away.
What was going on with this? Not quite in range, not to worry. Let's go here. Get that out of the way. We don't have direct line of sight, do we? Okay. Let's bring them over here. There we go. Now we do. Why are you being so awkward then? Brilliant. You can move in. How are we doing over here? Let's get repairing and bring this one back up. Okay. Take a little bit of damage. Looks like we didn't manage to capture this. Let's get the Bothans off our backs, shall we? Alrighty, then that is an excellent push into enemy territory. What we're going to do then is we are of course going to make the necessary buildings, pull back of course with our land units. Do need to make sure we are going to raid who might want to raid Geonosis while the enemy doesn't have the most units around there that we know of course. We don't know what's going on at Kalaran anymore. We've lost CIS on there, so it's quite likely they've pulled back, but not to worry. Let's pull back over here. We do actually have that fleet still above orbit there, so let's go and try and take this on. So what is it the enemy has here exactly? Just their fleet, but it's a lot of victories. What do we have to do with that then? We have a Lugarok battleship, and we have bulwarks, and of course lots of fires and bombers. I think that's really the way to go here. We're going to pull back a little, like this. Going to come back also right at the back so he provides the command. Let's pull forwards though, because this is a very slow ship and I do want it right in the centre there. It will take quite a bit of damage, but I don't think too much very quickly. Let's bring it about here. We'll bring in, of course, an Omni at the back here. A few carriers. And we do, of course, we'll let those come in so we can visualise that a bit better. Bring in a bulwark at least for more firepower, more direct firepower. Push straight in over here. Coming with a captor, and that will be very nice indeed, I think. Yeah, absolutely ripping apart that acclimator as you would expect. Gets onto this one. Move straight on in. We have a lot of hit points. We have 26,000 hull and 30,000 shields. The shields are already coming down though. So let's come in with fighters. Get onto enemy bombers, please. Get onto the rear. Excellent. Some tri-droids coming out, please. Great. Let's just split away our fighters onto multiple enemy units. Looks like we've just got accidentally some bombers in that. Gets onto the back over here. Thank you. How we doing? Oh, very, very nasty indeed. Not to worry. It's replaceable. We'll be fine. You do it for the spectacle. You do it for the spectacle. Who needs to make excellent tactical decisions where you can just do enough shit at the wall and it just works? Also, Howard, he says it just works. We need to get rid of this one though. Redirect, get some fighters about though, because we are being a little heavy-handed with those. Guess over here, I think to this one. Okay, cool. Let's get over here. Power, just go to full power with that. Doing okay. I think we're just about go full ham with this, just enough. We'll get on our bombers over here, please. And there we go. Lovely, lovely. Get the last few missiles off of here, please. Get on here. Excellent. Pull out. Micro a little harder, please. Get the fighters out over here. Spread those. All good. What do we have on here? Is it just... Do still have some turbo lasers here. Excellent. Let's fire us onto here, please. Help out Alt O. Pull back here. Excellent stuff. And we'll just about save that Lucahawk battleship. Love to see it. Love to see it. Balls to the walls. Oh dear. Successful tactical planning, of course. Alright, so we do still need to deal with the Carrack over here. That does put out a fair amount of firepower for the size as it is. And that will be that. And I think we'll have to call it a day there, guys. We're running out of time, unfortunately. But you'd love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Massive, massive loss for the enemy there, of course. So I think we will want to run through to Geonosis, maybe pull out from Naval and go straight to Rindelia there again as revenge for Ryloth. We could probably take that back immediately, actually, if we do keep orbit there. Because we do have some units. We have some good infantry support there, as well as on Utapau and Sluis Van with some vehicles. So we could take Ryloth back immediately, but that will have to be it for today. Right now, unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. So thank you very much for watching once again. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the future. May all of your nights and days be auspicious. Goodbye.